guys, welcome to a new session in Hort America's TV. My name is Karla García, Hort America's technical service, and today we will speak about a very important topic. Most of the time, we speak about plant physiology related topics, but something is pretty clear in here. We need more than just perfect grown plants to start a business, right? So let's speak about sales and budget. Which are the questions you should ask yourself before running a business in horticulture, specifically for hydroponic production? Well, first, when we work with hydroponic production, we need to consider some things. We need to consider to find a market willing to pay a premium price for our product, or another option can be to be able to produce enough to sell large amounts of produce. It is pretty clear that one of the most important aspects is to find your market. Look for your customers. Ask them what they are looking for. You need to decide your crop and your growing system based on your customer needs. So you really need to find where are you going to sell the products before even starting your business. But where can you find a market? You can find a market in restaurants, grocery stores, farmers market, and produce brokers, and obviously we have more options. But first we need to think about something. Who is going to pay the best price? You will find the best price when you sell the product directly to the final customer. So if you have a small production, you basically need to find your final customer and target this customer as the person you're going to sell the product. A good example of final customer can be restaurants. You can target some restaurants, or also if you go to farmers market, sometimes you can find there, if you go with your product and sell the product to the final customer, then you will get a better price. Grocery stores or produce brokers can pay about half of the retail price. So you need to consider this before finding your market. If your market is in grocery stores, or if you're using produce brokers, then you will need to increase your production in order to get better numbers for your business. Here are some examples of numbers for some hydroponics leafy greens, so you can get an idea of the price that you can get from a grocery store, from a restaurant, and which is the retail price. When you are planning a business, it's very important to project your yield and project your sales. So try always to project your yield based on your plant density, your growing system. Try to calculate how much product are you going to get, but never overestimate. It's better to get a good surprise than expect more than the results that you will get. Another super important aspect you should consider in your business are your expenses. So a premium product has its demands. So you need to be able to design your production area, taking in consideration all the aspects you should follow in order to get a high quality product. For example, you need to consider a germination area, a packaging area. Your system should be designed to provide the best environmental conditions to your plants. So also you need to know your crop. You need to know what the crop needs to grow the best. In Hort Americas, we offer some online short courses where you can get to learn all the environmental aspects to grow hydroponic crops successfully. So just remember, it's very important. You need to know all the environmental aspects to grow your plants. And obviously, provide the best conditions to your crop has its price. So the cost to run a greenhouse can exceed $15 to $25 per square foot. But not everything is bad news. You can obviously get a good gross return, but planning your growth system, your environmental conditions, and your sales. You also need to consider your expenses and how to reduce them efficiently without risking your production and obviously your product quality. For example, labor is one of the key factor increasing expenses. If labor is expensive, then you have the option to invest in automation. On the other hand, if labor is affordable, you can then use a more simple system. Let us speak about CAPEX and OPEX. These two words are very important when speaking about business. CAPEX is the amount of money a company spends to acquire, maintain, or improve its fixed assets. For example, in horticulture, this includes your greenhouse. Here are some examples of greenhouse prices per square foot depending on the technology level. CAPEX also includes your growing system. So also here are some examples of pricing for different hydroponic systems. Always consider in your budget the system that you're going to use, because some systems are more expensive than others. But don't forget about the environmental conditions, your crop demands, and the site where your system is going to be placed. For example, if you are able to have backup power, or if you are not able to have backup power, that is something important you should know before selecting your system. So basically consider all the objectives you have for your final product. What about indoor farming? In indoor farming, our system will require the use of artificial lighting. Your growing system, also you need a system to control the environment inside of the room, and also you need a structure. So here you can also see some prices. This can really have a lot of variation depending on your indoor system. I mean, there is very different designs and very different technology levels for an indoor system. My purpose is not to scare you. There are different ways to start a business. If it works for you, you can start with something small and then move to something more complex. Once you have a brand, once you have a market, then you can risk a little bit more and start to invest more in your project. I mean, this is not the ideal way to start, but you can do it this way. I don't want to just scare you about the numbers that you need to start a business. Here is an example of a vertical farming system for microgreens production that started in a very easy way to manage. Obviously, this has to be handled. I mean, you need more labor for this, but you can start with something small and simple and then move to a system with more technology and automation. Moving to OPEX. OPEX, or operational expenses, are the expenses you need to consider to make your production possible every cycle. This includes labor, seeds, substrate, utilities, and more. Look at this list and don't forget to include all this in your budget. There are a lot of aspects included in OPEX, so let's try to be smart and design your farm to reduce OPEX. As mentioned before, labor can be a huge expense. So how can you reduce labor? Let's think about all the processes that you can make more simple for a person to do. Let's think about all the processes that have to be done manually and how can we avoid them or reduce them. For example, you can reduce the distance between a transplant and your production area. Also, where is going to be your packaging area? Be sure to include elements that can help you to do labor more efficiently. For example, how can you move more product in less time with less people? Think about all these processes: seeding, transplanting, cleaning, harvesting, the management of your system. Everything is really important, and you need to look how to make all these in the most efficient way. Finally, let's try to avoid common mistakes. For example, if you don't include labor in your budget, you can get in trouble. Also, if you don't have a sales plan, you need a sales plan if you're going to start a business. You need customers, you need to know where are you going to sell the product. Also, it's very important to take in consideration all the products that you are going to buy. For example, if you buy very cheap and low quality products that you will have to replace quickly, you are going to waste money. So let's try to be smart and select the best product for your system. Take also in consideration if you need, for example, backup power. You need to consider something very important: plant, don't rest. So let's try to always have someone taking care of your plants. I mean, if you cannot be there, someone needs to be there. You can get surprised about what can happen if nobody is taking care of your plants. And it's okay if you want to start small. I mean, if you don't have experience to run a big business, you can start small, or you can find someone to teach you, but you need experience in order to run a big business. So be ready to jump from your comfort zone to the succeed zone. But for that, you must prepare. You have to learn. Be ready to learn from your mistakes. Look for the tools to get ready, not just to run a business, but also to get the knowledge to keep your plants growing healthy. Start a business is like jumping off a cliff and boil a plane on the way down. It can be scary, but with the tools and the knowledge, you can have like a very, very nice experience, and you can get very excited and very happy for your results. In Hort Americas, we want you to succeed, so don't forget about us. We can provide all the tools, from knowledge to the best products to start your business and achieve your goals. Well, guys, that is all for this session. Please subscribe if you like this video, and if you want to keep learning about this topic and other topics related with horticulture. My name is Karla García. Let me know if you have any questions. See you in our next video.